Hey, if you're not where you want to be with your sex life and with your erections, it's because you planned it that way. And today, what I'm going to do is break down why you need to actually plan out your sex life and the things that you need to be thinking about when doing that. And hey, my name is Brian, aka Uncle B, and for the last 20 years, I've been the men's performance coach with African Fly, and I've learned a lot of things over that 20 years. And the number one thing you should be doing with your life overall, and especially with your sex life, is planning for it. Specifically, what I'm going to talk about is why you need to plan for it and some things that you need to look for in how you shape your planning for all of this to come. And as always, if you like what you hear, go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so we can get some more of this information to you. And what I'm going to do is break this down till it cannot be broken anymore. All right, let me go ahead and break this down because you are what you planned. And what do I mean by that? Well, let me give you a quick story. So recently I had moved into this really nice apartment. It's really nice. Everything's cool about it. It ain't cheap, but it's not luxurious. But I went downstairs and there's a barber shop right next door. The barber said, "Hey man, do you need to get a cut?" And I was like, "Nah, not yet, but I live right here, so I can stop by whenever I need to get a cut." This guy got an attitude. It was like he was jealous for some reason. And then I got pissed off. And it took me a second to figure out, why am I pissed off about this guy? He didn't know my background, where I had just come from, what it took to get to this place. And then I realized, really, it's on him because he planned for where he was. It took me a long time to plan to get into this apartment, all the things it takes to move and get the money together, whereas he planned, or maybe didn't plan, to get to the spot where he was. And now he's looking at me like there's something I did wrong, when it really he should be looking at what is his plan. And because of what he said, I actually got pissed off because I'm sitting there thinking all of the work that I did to get to this spot in terms of coming from where I was and getting the plan in place to get here, he didn't plan for anything in his life that allowed him to get to where he wanted to be. So planning is so important, literally, and I do mean literally, like written down. The reason why he is where he is and the reason why I am where I am is because of planning. If you don't have the success in your relationships, in your career, your job, and especially your sex life, part of that is because you're not planning it or planning it all the way through. It needs to be written out, used daily, and of course, executed on. Study after study shows that people who plan actually end up getting closer to their target than people who don't plan at all, for obvious reasons. So let's just remember something. Not planning is also a plan. It's just an awful plan. Planning keeps you on track and keeps you going in the direction that you need to get to. Planning in your head is not good because you get to one idea and you're just sort of looping through it all the time, but you're not looking at the small details that will help your plan come to life. An unplanned life is actually sort of a messy life. And the reason is because if you don't have a plan, someone is doing the planning for you. And that planning could be coming from the TV commercials, the TV itself, your job, your spouse. Other people are looking to use you because you don't have a plan of your own. Changing any lifestyle habit requires a plan. So basically, if you don't have the lifestyle that you want, you have to plan your way out. So let's go ahead and talk about planning for your sex life. And as always, we have to bring in ESEIS, that is ESEIS, energy, sleep, exercise, intermittent fasting, and your soul. So if you're planning for these 5 things, you will help out your entire life, but specifically also your sex life. Planning what energy you consume is vital. And that's because there's so much cheap crap out there that sometimes you have to go through life thinking like, okay, let me plan out where I can eat today, what restaurant has the foods that I can eat and enjoy. And also when going grocery shopping, you only have one aisle, that aisle with the live food, fruits and vegetables that you can shop in. Everything else is crap. So you need a plan for that also. Are you taking your supplements on time? Are you taking your African fly on time? Do you have breathing exercises worked into your schedule? I use my phone as a reminder, just setting a time. Certain times of the day, it'll go off just to remind me to make sure I take my supplements, make sure I'm doing my breathing exercises or anything else I need to calm myself down. Getting enough sleep should be easy because it's sleep. All you have to do is close your eyes and it'll happen. However, Netflix, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, all of these different companies want you to stay awake consuming their information. Their plan isn't for you, their plan is for themselves. Exercise takes the most planning because there are things that you have to do, things that you have to pay attention to. So when we're talking about planning with your exercises, let me tell you some things to look out for. And we're talking about such things as not having clean clothes to work out in, working out with people who aren't good to work out with because they skip days, they're talking the whole time, and they're complaining the whole time. Watch out for events that'll come up and mess up your routine. Let's say you're working out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. And then all of a sudden you have something that's messing up that routine. If you're planning out ahead of time, you can change your schedule around, still get your workouts in. Intermittent fasting takes time in terms of planning because basically you're changing your feeding schedule. Just like you need to change a baby's feeding schedule, it takes a little bit of time, takes a little bit of planning. You have to do the exact same thing for yourself. Me, myself, I was used to for years getting up at 7 o'clock a.m., first thing in the morning, started making breakfast. Now, taking the time, made those changes, went to 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Now, I haven't eaten today and it's like 12 o'clock. Planning to take care of your soul is the easiest to slip by. And that's because, you're trying to do your meditations first thing in the morning, and then one morning, things happen. You suddenly forget to do your meditations and you could keep letting that slip by. Some people say that, I don't want to do meditation because it takes up too much time. No, it actually saves you a lot more time because you actually make better decisions all throughout the day. So make sure you get your meditation in. All right, let's get down to the meat of it. Are you planning to have sex? I know it's supposed to be romantic and spontaneous and all. You grown. That's over with. You now have to deal with the wife and the kids and all the situations that are there. So is having sex on your calendar, like marked out? Is it on your calendar? Is it on her calendar? And does it make sense? Does it match up? When we're talking about the kids, are they still around? Do you have time to get into the mood? Is that day at work really hectic, so you're really tired in the evening? All of this takes planning. If you don't plan it, you're just looking for it to happen spontaneous with the messiness of life that happens. You're going to miss out and be pissed off and blaming somebody else when you should be blaming yourself. And most importantly, are you making it memorable? When you're planning stuff out, you get time to should it be roses this time? Should we go out beforehand? Are we going to do something different in the bedroom? When you have a plan, you can make these things happen. So in conclusion, studies show that people who plan more get more out of life. If you have a lifestyle that you don't want, you have to plan your way out. Planning for better sex brings us back to the ESEIS method, and make sure you're taking care of your energy, your sleep, your exercise, your intermittent fasting, and your soul. And last but not least, are you planning to have memorable sex? Question of the day, have you been planning? And has that been working out for your life? Leave that in the comment section below. And as always, every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I break down this information and answer your questions. And of course, if you like what you heard, go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so we can get some more of this information to you. And this has been Uncle B saying, get your game up and go hard. Peace out.